says, "From the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate." This afternoon, we have gathered here in beautiful St. Agnus Church to witness a great act of trust, a great act of faith, the decision of Matthew and Henri to committing themselves to each other before God in the sacrament of marriage. Coming together in this church today is one of the greatest acts of trust and faith that they will ever be called to make. Entering into married life, committing oneself to another for life, completely and exclusively, is always an act of trust. But today, here in this church, we also say it is also an act of faith in and before God.
A reading from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians. Brothers and sisters, strive for greater gifts, and I will show you a still more excellent way. If I speak in tongues of human beings and of angels, but do not have love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away all my possessions, and if I hand over my body so that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful, or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes in all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. Dearly beloved, you have come together into the house of the church today so that in the presence of the church's minister and the community, your intention to enter into marriage may be strengthened by the Lord with a sacred seal. Christ abundantly blesses the love that binds you. Through a special sacrament, he enriches and strengthens those he has already consecrated by holy baptism, that they may be faithful to each other forever and assume all of the responsibilities of married life. And so, in the presence of the church, I ask you to state your intentions. Don Marie, Matthew, have you come here to enter into marriage without coercion, freely and wholeheartedly?
I have.
Are you prepared, as you follow the path of marriage, to love and honor each other for as long as you both shall live?
I am.
Are you prepared to accept children lovingly from God and to bring them up according to the law of Christ and his church?
We are.
Since it is your intention to enter the covenant of holy matrimony, I invite you now to join me here in the sanctuary of the church, joining your hands and declaring your consent before God and his church. Matthew, do you take Dawn Marie to be your wife? Do you promise to be true to her in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love her and honor her all the days of your life?
I do.
Dawn Marie, do you take Matthew to be your husband? Do you promise to be true to him in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, to love him and honor him all the days of your life?
I do.
You have declared your consent before the church. May the Lord in his goodness strengthen your consent and fill you both with his blessings. What God has joined, no one must divide. And may the Lord bless these rings which you give to each other today as a sign of your love and fidelity.
Dawn Marie, I take this ring as a sign of my love and fidelity. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Matthew, take this ring.
As a sign of my love and fidelity.
As a sign of my love and fidelity.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Lord Jesus, you are present in our midst. As Matthew and Dawn Marie have sealed their union, accept our prayers and fill us with your Spirit, who live and reign forever and ever. Amen.
as husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. Hannah.
In case you haven't guessed, I'm the groom's little brother. I think it says a lot about a man when he chooses his brother to be the best man. Mostly, of course, it says, I have no friends. Matt was born on the 24th of September, 1991. My parents have wanted a girl, and let's be honest, they very nearly got one. Matthew has been jealous of me. It all started when I was born. I got all the attention, and I should add, I still do. And he didn't like that. We were at my grandmother's house, and the adults had left the room for a second. And as soon as they did, you could hear crying. They came back in the room, and there I was, thrown onto the floor. And Matthew sitting in my chair with a smile from ear to ear. Matt's my big brother, and let's be honest, we didn't always get along. On a nice sunny day, Matt and I were outside playing road hockey. I was playing goalie. Matt went to take a slap shot, and it got me right where the sun don't shine. I didn't show any weakness or anger, but I never forgot. A whole week later, when everyone forgot about this incident besides me, I was plotting my revenge. We were having a good time, jumping on his bed, and out of nowhere, I reached in my pocket, pulled out a fork, and stabbed him right through the ear. He always told me he wanted his ears pierced. There was blood everywhere. I've never seen so much red, until a little later when I looked at my behind after my mom got a hold of me. I'm delighted to welcome Dawn Marie into the family. We all love you very much, and I'm sure you'll find us to be a warm and supportive bunch. Just, and I can't stress this enough, steer clear of Monopoly. Seriously, if the box comes out, just run. Dawn, it's obvious to me that you and Matt are perfect for each other, and I hope you'll enjoy a lifelong happy marriage. I just want you to remember one thing. When Matt says something that can be taken two ways, and one of those ways makes you mad, he meant it the other way. If the other way makes you mad, well, I'm sorry, Matt, you can dig yourself out of that one. It's fair to say brothers don't always see eye to eye or agree on much, but there's one thing we both agree on. Meeting Dawn was the single best thing that has ever happened to you in your life. A toast to the future, I think. I see sunny dinners and smiling families, the harvest of honest work on the table, the happy faces of children playing. I see love and support and good times together, and then I see that I've got the wrong address. A toast to Matt and Dawn Marie.
That's a hard act to follow. I don't know these two as long as Jocelyn did, and I have to say that fate and hockey brought us together. We had season tickets. Dawn sat behind me at the Moosehead games, and we quickly became friends. we went on several road trips together, and I remember the first one, Donna, Don's mom, I could hear her on the other side of the phone saying, Dawn, you don't even know if she's a serial killer or not. So the whole trip to PEI, she was calling us, making sure that I hadn't murdered her daughter and put her in my truck. And I promise I hadn't. On the way home from that very same trip, however, we got caught in a blizzard and we slid off the road in the ditch. So you can imagine Donna was like freaking out, still thinking I had murdered her daughter and stuck her in the trunk. But we didn't. And I have to say, the last few years being Dawn's friend has been wonderful. We've gone on several hockey road trips, and I hope many more to come. And when I met Matt at the hockey game, we again quickly became friends. And I am so honored to be here as her maid of honor. And I love you, both of you.
I don't have a whole lot to say. I just want to thank everybody for coming and to welcome Matt to the family. Since he's a Toronto fan and I'm a Montreal fan, that might not be a good thing, but it's all right. Anyway, welcome to the family, son. Have a good night. Thank you.
Okay, Matt. When Matthew was only 9 months old, who was the author of this? I would put him in his crib. When I went to check on him, he would be lying in front of the door, fast asleep. This went on for a while. I could not figure out how he was getting out of the crib. So one night I stayed outside his door and watched, and within a few minutes, I saw him crawl to the end of his crib, throw his leg over the rail, and shimmy down to the floor and crawl to the door and back to sleep. So Mom says, time for a bed. So it's one of your stories from way, way back. Got a couple more here. Second one is, one morning Mom says she was going to the laundry. So she gathered all the clothes and put Matthew in his walker and proceeded to the elevator. Turned her head for 1 second, probably a half second, truth be known. Pressed the button and turned around. He was gone. There was nowhere for him to go, so not figuring out where he was, I called his name. He didn't respond. There was a little old lady said, he's in here, her apartment. The door had been left ajar, and guess who come strolling in? Little Matthew. Third one, this goes back probably a little bit, and what Justin had said a little while ago, I'll add on to his hockey stories. One day Matthew was outside in the driveway shooting at the side of the house, which most kids did that liked hockey. Matt was no exception to that. With a hockey ball, Mom goes outside and told him to stop before he breaks the window. He said, Mommy, I will be careful. I won't break the window. Mom says she was not even back in the house for 5 minutes when I heard the smash. His grandfather had been at the house that afternoon, ran to the door before Mom could get there, and all I heard was Matthew running. She's coming. Never seen those little legs move so fast in her life. So there's some little stories. Matt's mom, Matt growing up, being little Matthew, but he's grown into a nice young man as we've seen this evening. And hopefully you put some of those things behind you, right? For now. For now. Okay. He should be.
When Matthew got a beginner's license, I was designated to help him drive. anyway, this went on for quite some time, and eventually we got, he got good enough that we used to go to Purcell's Cove Road, round to Peggy's Cove and back to Halifax on By High 102 or whatever you want to call it. And we were coming through Romans Avenue. Excuse me. We were coming through Romans Avenue and we were on the outside lane. And as we went through going up Bayers Road, I said to him, Matthew, you gotta be in the inside lane. And with that, he just took the wheel and we went in the inside lane. And the poor trolley coach behind us almost stood it on here so he wouldn't run into us. You remember that, Matt? Was more than that, but I won't bother to say anymore. Thank you very much.
Say, I am sorry first after an argument. See? Okay, work together on that one, so we'll keep moving. Who is the person most likely to prepare breakfast for the other one on a day off? Wow, we're not doing very well, are we? I'm sure they're going to get it together here. Who is the person most likely to have the cleanest vehicle? Wow. All right, shoes down. Shoes down. Don't help each other out here. Who is the person most likely to fold and put away their laundry first?
Hell no. Hell no.
Hey, now we got it. Now we got it. Who's the first person most likely to admit they have the nuttier family? Okay, I'm good with that. I was a little leery of that one for a while. Now where you know who I was talking to when I put these together, right?
My mother.
Okay, who is the person most likely to take up the most room in their bed? Oh, okay. Figured that. Who's the person most likely to spend the most money needlessly? Whoa. All right, we have 5 left. Moving right along here. Who's the person most likely to spend more time on Facebook? Oh, that's good. That's good. Who's the person most likely to be late for a scheduled appointment? I'm not quick. Oh. Who is the person most likely to claim they are the better driver of the family? I like it. I like it. Who is the person most likely to go the extra mile to play Pokemon? Wow. Different again. Okay, I have the last one. Final question on this newlywed game. Who is the person most likely to think they are the better dart player? Oh, okay. We're good. We knew that.